So having reached down, picked it up, extended and biased, having attached the right hand, rectified and squared it, tipped and crouched, you then waddle forward, lightly ground the club, put the feet apart, and do one slow wooden waggle. Now, what is a waggle? Throughout the history of the game, 500 years, people have been a little fidgety. And the old traditional way to waggle the club was with the wrists. And Ben Hogan described it as the left hand going forward, the right wrist being the articulation, and the club moving in this fashion, then back to the ball. But he did advocate that the club should be taken back more with the body and not with that same wrist action. That's an interesting thing because I was the last year of apprentices in the British PGA in the early 70s that were actually taught how to teach and had that material include talk about a waggle. It was some years before they put it back in there. And the reason was there was Jack Nicklaus doing the old wristy waggle, but advocating a swing that didn't intentionally hinge the wrists. They couldn't reconcile them, and so they just quit teaching the waggle for a while. Well, fast forward a few years, and you got to Justin Leonard, a wonderful golfer from America who won the British Open. And he was most notably doing this new version, which a few pros around the world, including me and some people in South Africa and Australia, were teaching, where they did this wooden waggle. Picture it as if the club is a windshield wiper blade on a windshield, and you just want to very slowly clean a piece of that windshield and bring the club back to the ball. With the wristy waggle that preceded this for a few hundred years, you would notice that actually as people did these wristy things, they would be lifting each foot sequentially and moving them into new positions. And I want to alert you that that's a valuable thing. So when you're doing either the wristy waggle or the more wooden one or a combo, you're to be interested in fine tuning the distance from the ball with your feet, how the weight distribution is accomplished. So you do this wooden waggle, and it's an indicator of a couple of things. Were you able to get in the bias position? Were you able to keep it as you walk forward? And can you keep it as you swing back? That means that the shoulder turn, which Ben Hogan recognized was much more important on the takeaway, is actually going to be engaged rather than some simple flicking of the wrist without the body contributing correctly. So that's how to do a waggle.